project that's been funded by the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the folks that everybody says is trying to help the community. And their Office of Women's Health has asked our organization, of which Ms. James is a part, significant part, she's one of our facilitators, to do a program called New Woman Rising. Can you say that? New Woman Rising. Now, I don't know what that sounds like to you, but I want you to think about what it means as I go through this slideshow. Part of what we're going to spend time in, and I want to highlight, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this woman before. Her name is Cheryl Lee Ralph. She was one of the original Dream Girls about 20 plus years ago. Over here, myself and the director of the village, Miss Kendall Tutine, we were at the United States AIDS conference in San Francisco. And of course, our table was probably the only table, it was primarily people from the Caribbean. And there were some things that came up in terms of statistics that were kind of frightening. Here, and I'm not sure, does anyone recognize this woman's face? No. Okay, you need to remember her face though. Her name is Sandra Fair. Her father was Philip Gerard, one of the stalwarts here in the Virgin Islands back in his day in terms of helping communities to be developed and so forth. She's the director of ViCare, and this is one of her staff members, a woman named Carmen. They provide a lot of counseling for women, men, children, families, so that we can understand what is really damaging our entire community. She has been a spokesperson that has been encouraging women to really become empowered and to really learn as much as possible about your health, your wellness, your education, your places of work, how important you are, the fact that you are princesses becoming queens, and your greatness. What we tend not to do is to remember how great we really, really are. Now this is going to be interesting for me to see, because it may not let me do this on the Promethean board. About what she was saying is that when you're saying that you're an endangered species, and we live right in an area, and I want to connect it. We talk a lot of times about endangered species like the leatherback turtle, the humpback whale, the spotted owl. We talk about everything else, and we forget that we as women of color, African women, I want to make sure I explain it. When I say African women, I'm talking about people that consider themselves Black, West Indian, Caribbean, Hispanic to a certain point, all of that. Dominicano, Dominican, St. Lucian, Antigua, and Petition, you understand what I'm saying? But like you have some melanin there here, right? That's what I mean. So when I say African, it's just so I don't have to say all of those long names all over again. Is everybody clear on that? Okay, I don't mean no disrespect with anyone, okay? But her mess, some people think like, why would we come here and start talking about HIV and AIDS? Oh no, it has nothing to do with me. I don't know that. It doesn't exist. And it's a lie. And I want to tell you why. In 2009, reports came out, and I hope that you're reading your local newspaper, because you should read this particular section. Our delegate to Congress, who happens to be an MD, a medical doctor, she's trained. So in addition to representing us in DC, she's also able to represent us on areas of health. And the statistics, the studies, the census, whatever you want to call it, all right, is saying that the second highest rate of new HIV infections, and we're going to get back to what that is, in the country called the United States of America is in the Virgin Islands. I want you to understand what that means. Let me come back to that. The second highest rate of HIV infections. We're talking about something that's sexually transmitted, as well as something that can come through engagement through shooting needles. I'm not talking about kissing and all of that. I'm not talking about that, okay? But I'm gonna, and I told you it's gonna be blunt. That's why I said, prepare yourself. It's gonna get blunt. I tried my best not to put any crazy pictures because I thought you might go, wow! So I tried to just make pretty pictures. All right, but I want you to understand the importance of what's being censored. HIV only a problem for adults. And I want you to understand the no. The part that changed in here, because in the original stats, it's highlighted that in 2007, it is estimated there were 2 million people under 50. I want you to look at this, because I think we're talking to your group. Under 15 years old. I want you to understand, and this is 2007, and it has almost doubled since 2007. And you don't have to believe me. You can go online and you can find a whole site. You can put up www.aids.gov. You can just Google how many children in America have AIDS. My words. This is what is coming out through the media and the Center for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, etc. Every 9.5 minutes, translation, every 9.5 minutes, someone is infected with HIV in where? Where? Yes. Do you understand what that means? That means in the time that I've talked to you, we've had 3 people already get infected.
My turn?
Yes. I'm trying, yeah, and see, no, believe me, I did the laugh part so that I wouldn't be sitting around crying all the time. And many are teenagers just like you because of not having information. And I'm saying it to you, listen to what I'm saying very carefully. I love the children that have been able to keep themselves in that place of abstinence, even though their friends tease them. Because it's not easy to see the whirly girl mama, the Gucci mama thong-wearing girl, the one with the boobs that's like, whoa! Every time that you want to tell the truth, you can watch any DVD, if there's no sex, we used to say sex is a hex, it's a 3-letter vex.
What?
S-E-X, H-E-X, V-E-X, it was like a rhyme. Right? And it was our way to remember that if you look at a movie and there's no sexual scene, it's something that's corny. If there's not no horror and somebody ain't jugging somebody's innards, oh, that's corny. Ideally, infected blood, sexual fluid, intercourse with an infected person, drugs, and I'm being specific, needles. Like if you're sharing needles with someone and they have the infection and you put that right in your body system, of course you leave yourself wide open for infection. Not guaranteed, because your body system may be very strong at this particular point, but over time, the body, I'm coming right to you, beloved, okay? The other thing is that you can be born with HIV. If the mother does not get tested, if the mother does not know and she's giving birth to a newborn, the chances are close to 75% that the newborn without treatment will come HIV positive from birth.
A, abstinence. B, be faithful. C,
and I thought this was really easy for people that knew the ABCs, you know, because it was like simple. And again, Tortola, they are known for being very strict on any kind of promiscuity, premarital activity. They're on top of their young girls to a certain point. In the middle of my slide, I make it very clear. I talk about abstinence.
We might want to discuss too exactly what is considered sex and not sex.
I'm asking each and every one of you to be like an ambassador.